This is Scott Becker with the Becker Business and the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Today's discussion is being thrown under the bus. So we talk about things, over the years, different people have found different ways to throw me under the bus. And I'm just going to give a couple different examples. So when I was first developing a serious legal practice, it was in the healthcare area around surgery centers. When it started to grow and we started to expand into doing lots of work for hospitals and health systems and doing lots of work for private equity funds, I would have competitors of mine that were trying to get legal business or compete with us for legal business that would say things like, Scott is a great surgery center lawyer, but, I wouldn't use him for hospitals or private equity. And that was their way of throwing me under the bus by trying to appear to the potential client like they were being even-handed. Scott's really good at that, but I wouldn't use him here. We do this on the golf course all the time. If a friend of ours hits a great drive and then messes up the hole, we often go the next level of saying, great drive. Like, this is literally the favorite thing to say. I have a friend, awful golfer in terms of intelligence on the course, but a good athlete. Name is Jim Field. And he'll hit a great drive. Mark Blum will do something similar. And my favorite thing when they mess up the hole, and it's so rude and childish, and this is a way to throw them under the bus, is to say to them, great drive. That's how you throw them under the bus. I was recently doing a fireside chat with an absolutely brilliant person. Now, this is a person, has got so many degrees from so many high-ranking institutions, you can't even count them. Also has been tremendously successful in business, so rich, so successful. Should look at me as a pimple on an elephant's ass compared to him. And at some point during the discussion, I'm interviewing the person, he says about me, Scott's a great marketer. And so here's the deal. That may be true, it may not be true, but, also a Harvard lawyer, also built a great legal practice, also built a great business, also wrote 7 books. And I want to say to the fucker, great marketer feels like throwing me under the bus. It doesn't feel like a real statement. It feels really like you're just throwing me under the bus, that you're purposely saying he's a great marketer to diminish his actual intelligence and skills in what he does. So here's to those kinds of people. I already used the word fuck in the podcast. I'm getting more comfortable with it and using it more often, so excuse me. But when people throw me under the bus like that, like they say, oh, he's great at that, or he's great at this, my new concept that I'll say out loud more often is go fuck yourself. It's almost like when I say to my friends who are really great athletes, unintelligent golfers, they hit a great drive, they mess up the hole. I say to Mark, I say to Jim, great drive. That is really not praise. That's submarining or being passive aggressive or nasty, but it's fun. But that's how I felt with these other people throwing me under the bus. In any event, being thrown under the bus, that's today's podcast title. Thank you for listening to the Becker Business and the Becker Private Equity Podcast.